Hello everyone, welcome to News Extra, and it is the time of season where we get to hear what's coming up for the next 6, 8, 9 months going forward with the Midwest Theater, and I have Executive Director Billy Estes with me. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, a new season coming up.
Yep.
First, before we get to some of the names of the folks that are going to be here, how do you go about finding these individuals, these groups, these acts, and pulling this all together?
Well, we're in our 12th season this year, so over those years we've built a lot of relationships with other artists and other managers, bookers out there. They've gotten to know us as a venue, and I want to say I hope the word is good to come back. You know, people that have been here recommend other artists to check us out. So just kind of a combination of that, and usually trying to attend a booking conference every other year. Mm-hmm. And so we're always looking for new things that are out on the market, and then trying to make all of this side mesh with the nuts and bolts of timing, dates, and revenue. Can we afford the artist for the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, we have regular season shows, quite a number of them coming up.
Yeah, we're going to present another 6-show regular season, as we have been the last 8 or 9 years. We're going to kick off the season in September with the Repertory Dance Company. And then in November, we have Terrence Simeon coming back to visit us, one of our favorite artists, fan favorites out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Great Zydeco music. I think has probably put on the loudest student matinee we've ever put on before. You know, you throw Mardi Gras beads out to a bunch of 4th and 5th graders, they're gonna get excited. So and what an amazing artist he is. A little side note, anecdote here. When we had him here 4 or 5 years ago, we took him out to the schools and worked in the classrooms with him. And he walked into the classroom, I remember this was at Longfellow, and he pulled out a Grammy.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I have 2 of them. One of them I travel with, and it is for me to collect fingerprints of students on. And he's like, I want this Grammy to inspire students to try music, try acting, try an art or craft, and practice for it. And this is what you can get if you do this. And that's the story that he tells to those students when he's in the classroom. And so I'm super excited to be having Terrence back at the Midwest.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
He's phenomenal. So if you like Zydeco, come out and see Terrence. If you don't like Zydeco and you don't know about it, come still see Terrence nonetheless. It's going to be a fun evening of music. And then at Christmas time, we have an Irish Christmas. January, we have the Fry Street Quartet. February, the Omaha Symphony is coming back to visit us again. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be out for a 2-night engagement, one night being part of our regular season, and then we're going to wrap up our regular season with April Virch, a Canadian bluegrass fiddle player, step dancer, who's a virtuoso in her own words.
And of course, you always like to try to throw in a couple extras, extra shows. And you got a couple of really neat ones coming up.
Yeah, so we have really excited to be bringing Sandy Patty in for a Christmas-themed holiday concert. She is the most decorated Dove artist to the date. The Dove Awards are the equivalent in the Christian music industry to a Grammy. Mm-hmm. She's won over 40 of them. You know, she's known as The Voice. So she'll be at the Midwest the first week of December, and we're partnering with the local choir. They're going to have an opportunity to get to perform with her as well. And then in February, we have the Peking Acrobats, Chinese acrobats coming to the theater.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be a really good time. Of course, that's not all that's going to be at the Midwest Theater for this upcoming season. There are also the family-related shows, and we'll be right back on News Extra to tell you all about that. And we're back on News Extra. My guest today is Billy Estes, the Executive Director of the Midwest Theater. We're talking about the 2019-2020 season that is literally upon us. Again, thank you very much for joining us today. Family shows, you're always looking for something that's kind of interesting and draws families in and really gets them excited about coming to the theater. What do we have coming up for this season?
So we are going to have 2 different productions with the Missoula Children's Theater Company. We have The Emperor's New Clothes in November, and then Beauty Lou and the Country Beast in February.
Oh my.
So both 2 interesting titles, we could say. I can't wait to see.
The first one everybody's probably heard about. The second one, maybe not so much.
Find out what Beauty Lou did,
yeah,
so
definitely.
to speak. But children's theater at the Midwest, for me, has a long-standing tradition. That's what got me to the Midwest when I started. So I love seeing kids come in and experience children's theater for what it is, and getting to kind of have that cast of a family and kind of how they depend on each other and those social skills that happen and the rehearsal schedule. And I love Missoula because it's 5 days.
Oh yeah.
It's not a 6-week commitment. So if your question, does your child really do they really want to do this? Do they really know what the commitment is to be in a production? It's a great intro to theater.
Sure is.
And we have kids that have gone from kindergarten through 8th grade through it, and we now see them in, this last Scottsbluff High School musical of the Newsies. Half the cast had been through children's theater, so it was kind of like a family reunion to see them all performing together. So we have those two pieces coming up, and then we have the Omaha Symphony, their second night. Will be a family night concert called Imagination Station.
Okay.
So that program's still in development, but it's going to be symphony music for the family in a relaxed setting. So we invite you to bring out your kids, and they're going to get to explore the string instrument family, how they play together, how they sound together as a group, how they sound individually. So it's a great way to take children to the symphony and experience that. And then we'll round out our family season shows with a company called Lightwire Theater and a production called Dino Light.
Oh my.
So they were here 2 years ago with Moon Mouse.
I thought so.
And we just fell in love with Moon Mouse and have heard so many great stories back from educators, stories that will make you tear up at how those kids were impacted from the story. So Dino Light is the next piece that we're going to explore with them. It's all in the dark. It's amazing to see what they do with lights. There's no verbal cues in it, but they can tell a very moving and compelling story.
Oh, sure.
So that's a Sunday afternoon matinee in March, so it'll be an easy time to bring your family out to it.
And for the Missoula Children's Theater productions, if somebody's wanting to get involved with that, how should they keep an eye out for those things? Because those tryouts, generally auditions are well ahead of that time.
They're the week of.
Oh, they are the week of.
They're the Monday of the week. So I don't have the audition dates off the top of my head, but it's the second week of November and the first week of February.
Okay.
The students audition on Monday and they perform on our Friday. Those dates are on our website.
That's easy.
Online registration will be open 1st of September. We're going to have odd birth year students will get to be in the fall production, and even birth year students get to try out for the spring production. And that breaks our crowd in half and gives more opportunity to more kids every year.
Yeah, it sure does. And of course, tickets, always an important part.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to talk about tickets.
So season ticket renewal letters are already out there. So if you were a season ticket holder last year, you didn't get a letter, please give us a call. We'll get you squared around. We haven't had any not show up, but we don't know until we don't know.
Sure.
Single tickets for members go on sale on August 19th, and then non-members go on the following week.
Oh, just right around the corner.
And the first show is September 18th.
Yeah,
so it's like right here.
Yeah, I know. I know. And of course, not part of the season, but coming up very shortly, we have Dylan Scott at the Midwest Theater.
Week from Friday night.
Yeah, it's coming up real quick.
He's going to be here singing his hits, My Girl, and What Is the Nothing to Do in This Town. And we've been jamming to his music all summer at the theater, and excited to have him. We've been starting to advance that show, and I think it's going to be a really relaxed evening with them production-wise.
Yeah.
But I think Scottsbluff's going to be in for a treat when it comes to what they're bringing production-wise, because it's things that we've not had in the theater before.
Certainly.
So come in and enjoy the air-conditioned theater, not the comfy seats, unlike hard cement benches sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's no bugs.
No.
So if you're still on the fence, like, do I want to go to the show or not? Attending at the Midwest has some advantages.
Yes, it does. It certainly does. That's Dylan Scott coming up on the 16th of August. Tickets for that.
Still available.
MidwestTheater.com
or 632-4311. And that's for all the tickets.
Yes.
So once they all start to go live.
The performing arts season at the Midwest Theater is something that you don't want to miss. A whole lot of different things offered for you, whether you're a single, young person, family member, all kinds of different things that are available through the Midwest. Billy, thank you very much for joining us on News Extra.